we go up through Detroit, cross into Customs, which, man, they were quizzing you hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Customs was like, what are you doing here? How many guns do you have in your truck? It looked like you threw a grenade in the barrel of this hydraulic cylinder.
It only weighs 300 pounds. Ask me how I know.
That cylinder.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah, and
the field day.
And that is the field day. July 22nd, Jesse is relentlessly pushing out content, highlighting the field day. You can go to our website and sign up.
I've had quite a few people already sign up.
You're listening to the Talking Shed Podcast, and thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Talking Shed Podcast. Today, it's just Cody and I in here, and we're 10 seconds in, and Cody's phone's going off already. So, luckily, it's on silent this time. But, yeah, it's June 23rd today, I believe.
Yes.
The last podcast we did was with Drew and Lee from SurePoint. And today, there's kind of all kinds of stuff going on. I want to talk about some of the stuff we've been doing. You know, we're getting into side dress season here. We've had a lot of guys who planted early. Some of that corn's need a waist high. And then we've got some guys that have maybe just planted here recently.
Adam.
I replanted some. It was just too much water.
Yeah.
You know, the whole month of April, the whole month of May was wet. I had a small window in there. I think it was like May 15th through the 20th where I planted all my corn. And we had, within probably 10 days of planting it, we had about 5.5 inches of rain on it.
Yeah.
And that farm is not tiled well.
Whenever he says not tiled well, it just might as well not be tiled at all.
Pretty much. Like, there's tile there. I don't know that it works.
But not the best anyway.
Yeah. Even through extra efforts with the backhoe and patches of plastic tile here and there, I just still cannot get that field to drain perfectly. So
yep. If you need Adam to operate a backhoe for you, he is a professional.
I can operate a backhoe.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
what I'm doing,
you've
I don't
got
really know.
hours logged.
Yeah,
for sure.
What I'm doing, other than digging a hole, I have no idea. I'm just running the backhoe. I'm a professional. I know which way the levers need to go. But at the end of the day, what we end up with, I don't really know.
Yeah, scoop the dirt, dump the dirt.
Usually it's a hole or an area that's about 3 feet too deep is usually what we end up with. So, but no, we had a bunch of rain on that corn, and one of the areas of the field lays extremely wet, and that stuff just came up so uneven, and it was kind of a little colder at that time too. So we ended up going in there with the cultivator, ripping it up, and replanted.
Yep.
I've got everything side dressed that we did not replant. A lot of that stuff looks pretty good. There's one area that's kind of gravel, drains really well. That stuff looks phenomenal. Like that stuff east the gravel pits.
Yep.
Wow. I was out there last night. That stuff, boom, gets me excited. Now, the cover crop field, again, it lays wet and it's okay.
Yeah.
Now that field that you and me and Caleb were in a week ago, it actually looks pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where
the one where it waved quite a bit.
I mean, it still does, but
right. But the one you're saying, the one that's north of the sunflowers,
right?
Yeah.
I think it went through kind of an ugly funk there, and it's coming out of it. I don't know if it got a hold of the nitrogen or what. But then we had another shot of rain, an inch Sunday night, two nights ago. So I was out there yesterday, and it's still laying wet. But
sounds like we're going to get more. For whatever reason.
Yeah, and so what I'm getting at is we have guys that have corn that's waist high, corn that's ankle high. Right here in this area, we have stuff that's kind of all over the board, and I have stuff that's all over the board. So
yeah, we've pretty much got guys that are done side dressing, talking about going in with the high boy machines and giving it another shot because it looks so good. And then we got guys that it's at their ankles and they're like, well, heck, we don't even have a blade in the ground yet.
Yeah.
So all over the place.
Yeah, all stages. I talked to Zach up in Michigan today, and he's been getting some rain.
Yeah.
But so that's good. He was side dressing with ammonia.
Yeah.
So, up there on that sand, I don't know if they can get too much rain.
Yeah.
He's told me before, I had an inch of rain last night, and I might side dress this evening.
You're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Whereas around here, that stuff just hangs around. So
Speaking of that, I got that new gnarly hot sauce.
yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. It's the same stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Put it on some chicken last night.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to bring some of that to the field day or something. Mm-hmm. But, that's kind of an update of the crop report in our area. There's stuff, like I said, all over the board. And, I think overall, you go south of here, I got into Darke County. We had a baseball tournament in Versailles over the weekend. And, man, you going down 127, you just get into Darke County, and it's like a whole nother world. That stuff is dark green, consistent,
Chest high, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was wild. It looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of that, I told Jesse Friday. I said, "We've got a baseball tournament, and you might hear me from your house yelling if Luke hits the ball," and he did. I don't know if Jesse heard me.
Yeah.
But Luke did hit the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday morning. We had a game Friday night. I think we played Versailles Friday night. Got beat Saturday morning. I went there, and Luke was catcher. And I've been telling him, and the team's been getting a lot better at trying to make some plays at home. When they're 9 years old, if you just run the bases, you're probably not going to get out. They're going to make an error. And so I've been telling Luke, hey, you need to call for the ball when you're at catcher and get them guys to throw that thing home. And sure enough, this guy is rounding second. And he's probably halfway to third. And Luke's calling for the ball. And this kid, I think he was around the shortstop region, throws it into Luke. Luke catches it and then kind of fumbled it, picked it back up, and nailed him as he was sliding in and got him out at home.
Nice.
It was awesome. That was, I think, in the first or second inning. And so, man, like that was awesome.
The highlight of his day.
Yep. In the same game, he almost had it happen, but he dropped the ball and couldn't get to it, and the guy kind of ran behind him.
Yeah.
So he almost got two guys out at home.
Nice.
So then we've been going to the batting cages. And this is kid pitch, so, I mean, it's tough. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of kids that are going to strike out. And he got up there, and he was 2 strikes deep. He didn't swing. He had 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't think he swung at either of those strikes. And so the pitch is thrown, and, I mean, I could tell instantly, like, this is a strike. You better swing. He swings and cracks that thing past the shortstop. It rolled into the grass, and he made it to first.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good.
And then the next kid hit and hit it right to the second baseman, and Lukey got out at second.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was awesome. He made some connection, and so we've got our last tournament Saturday.
Okay.
Or, Saturday at St. Henry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I tried to take the 2 out groundhog hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We about got ran over by a deer.
Yeah, groundhogs are thick in this area, especially this time of year. But yeah, so that's what, crop report, things look pretty good overall. We've definitely gotten plenty of rain. Now, it's kind of the opposite of last year. Last year we were dry this time of year, and we had all those roots kind of, you could say, dig down deep and prepare themselves for potentially a drier late summer. Now this year, if that happens, which, I mean, it's got to average itself out sometime. We're getting all this rain. I'm afraid come July, August, we may be shy. It'll be interesting to see how that crop reacts. If it has or does not have those real deep roots to survive that. We know after time and time again that those August rains mean so much. So we'll see what happens. But so far, things are all right. In our general area, I would say crops don't look as good as a lot of other areas.
Yeah.
But you'll see some good fields here and there. But overall, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk about a little bit of my trip up to Salford. Jesse's working on the video right now, but Mom and Dad and Grandpa and Ryan and myself, we traveled up to Ontario, Canada, to the Salford factory there. Would have been 2 weeks ago, I think, and met with everyone up there, and that was such a fun tour. You know, I've always envisioned Salford. I've always thought, well, it's all the way up in Canada. I'm probably not going to find time to go up there, but it's only, I don't know, 4.5 hours away. Right above, it's right above Cleveland. If you just cross the lake up into Cleveland, boom, you're right there.
Take the boat.
But we go up through Detroit, cross into customs, which, man, they were quizzing you hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Customs was like, what are you doing here? How many guns do you have in your truck and why? I'm like, I don't have any guns in the truck.
And your dad's driving.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't have any in the truck. Well, how many do you own? I don't know. What kind are they? What kind do you want? Well, where are they right now? Well, they're not in the truck. Like, I told you, they're not in the truck. So yeah, they were quizzing us pretty hard. But we made it through, and the factory was smaller than I envisioned. But super neat, super tidy, very organized. Everyone had their job. We toured the Norwich facility, which does a lot of Valmar, Air Boom, that type of stuff.
Okay.
And then we toured the Salford, which it's the name of the town, Salford, Ontario, Canada, the Salford location. And that is where it was all started. It was a machinery dealership in its beginnings. And basically the founder, from what I understand, tried selling farm equipment, economy went bad, but he still owed on this property. And so he was trying to figure out ways to make cash flow, and basically he started tying plows together. He would go find a tube plow here, two bottom plow here, hook them together, and hey, now we have 4 bottom plow. Makes sense. Sounds pretty easy. I'm sure it wasn't at the time, but that's what started Salford Farm Equipment. And so he just kind of kept renovating or innovating and changing, and came out with the 570 RTS. You know, it's another story of one of those farmer engineer, you know, that made it.
Right.
Which, how many companies are there today that's the backstory? That a bunch of them. A lot of these companies were all farmer thought invented products that eventually, through time and relentless effort, finally made their way to fruition. So that is where the factory is still located, right at
the
that
exact same spot.
Yep.
That's pretty wild.
In one of the early pictures, they showed a house, and you could look outside, and the house is still sitting there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They would add on to this side and then add on over here. It's been added on several times, but they just did a big renovation for the office and customer support area and the engineering. They're all right there in that one building. So, you know, you've got everyone in customer service, Mike Knox and Rena and everyone, and then you've got all the engineers, Magnus and Peter and Simon and everyone in engineering, and then all the purchasing staff is in there. So everyone's pretty much in one room, kind of, you could say, but it is broken up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun to go up there, and I've met a lot of the people before, but not all of them. So it was a lot of fun to put some faces to the names and shake the hands with the people who get me the part numbers when I need a hub or a spindle, and just to tour the factory. The type of welding and fabricating and machine work that they do up there is pretty cool. we got to see 246s being built, STs. They were doing a big run of 5200s when we were up there.
Oh, okay.
We met the gentleman that loads every single truck that leaves that place.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they had a big wall of tenure, and it had different levels, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And there's a lot of people that have been working there for a very, very long time.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's pretty impressive. Very, very well ran, not only factory, but organization.
How big is the town of Salford?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. It's one of those deals to where, see, we're in Celina here.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I actually truly was in Salford.
Okay.
Like, I think it's kind of on the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the town that I'm thinking of, the size of Coldwater,
Okay.
probably.
All right.
But I don't know if that was the town, because we weren't like downtown.
Right.
I think it's kind of out in the outskirts. But yeah, it was. We stayed there at the Hard Rock Hotel, and yeah, the night before we had dinner, and yeah, it was great. We obviously do a lot of business with them, and it's a mutual trust and relationship that we have with them. But to go visit them, and see the inside workings and see what they're working on and what they're developing and how hungry they are and how hard they focus on making sure everything's right. It was very comforting.
Mm-hmm.
And but part of that, it's called the Home and Away Tour. And so part of that is the dealership goes to them. But then the other part is they go to the dealership. So they are coming down for the July 22nd field day.
Okay.
Which is a perfect transition into what else I want to talk about.
The field day.
And that is the field day.
Mm-hmm.
July 22nd, Jesse is relentlessly pushing out content, highlighting the field day. You can go to our website and you can sign up.
Mm-hmm. I've had quite a few people already sign up.
We've had a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage, you don't have to sign up to come to the field day, but I strongly encourage you to. It helps us get a rough head count for food. It lets us know.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly going to help. So if you know you're coming, whether you're from Iowa, Pennsylvania, Illinois, I don't care, Michigan, go to our website, sign up, tell us how many people are coming, tell us what you really want to see, because that's going to help us focus on, okay, we've got 20 people coming to see the row cultivator. Let's make sure instead of doing 2 passes, maybe we'll do 4 or whatever that is. But it'll really help us hone in to make sure that the field day is as good as we can possibly make it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I keep saying this year in and year out, but without question, this is going to be the biggest and best field day we've ever had on so many levels. The row cultivator, which we'll get into that and here in a second, but demonstrating that. I want to plant corn in there and have point rows and show that section control. Drew from SurePoint, talked to him this morning. They're bringing up a planter to show off their downforce, their row cleaners, and their metering system. We're going to be planting double crop beans in there as soon as that wheat comes off to show how their meter can very accurately singulate high rates of soybeans. We've seen how advantageous that can be. And then he's bringing a trailer. We're going to have their
full deal Arsenal trailer,
full decked out Arsenal trailer, and we are going to load a sprayer. So in the past, Drew has brought his quick draw demo trailer, and it works really well. But I want to show having totes on a trailer and a sprayer parked there, and we're going to click the button, and we're going to mix a batch. It's going to be a fake batch of just water, and we're going to throw it in the sprayer, and we're going to time it, see how long it takes, and kind of talk through that process. So a full live demonstration of the SurePoint Quick Draw. Of course, we're going to show all of our Salford tillage tools, 5200, 2200 with or without shanks or scooter sticks. We're going to be showing the maybe a field cultivator. What else, Salford, am I missing? Said 52, 22, Halo VRT, Halo HSD, Whisker Biscuits.
The everything, all of it.
Yeah.
Every shoop farm that you can think of.
Yep. We'll have the full array of Salford stuff. On the other side, Caleb's going to be there. We're going to be doing strip till of all sorts. We'll be showing off the closing wheels, the row cleaners, you name it. What I'm getting at is, if you've thought about coming to our field day, if you've heard about it, or if you've already been there before, this one's going to be just as good or better, I feel better, than any of them have ever been. I think we're really honing in on what the customers want to see. We're going to filter out what maybe you don't want to see. Maybe we've done some demos in the past that we thought, maybe we won't really waste time on that this year. So being almost exactly a month away, we're starting to piece together some things that we need to do there.
Definitely one of those deals to where it's going to be high scaled this year compared to years before.
Yeah.
Just the different avenues that we were going to be talking about. You know, it's not going to be just tillage.
Yeah.
It's going to be, hey, well, do you need help loading your sprayer more efficiently? You know, we're going to have that covered. Planting side, it's never too early to think about the planter. No. I mean, especially whenever you drive by and you look at your singulation, you're like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, what happened there?
Or a fertilizer mix up, or, a mishap, or a plugged row.
Yep, absolutely. So it'll definitely be interesting. We'll need a lot of tractors.
We are going to need a lot of tractors. Yeah.
We're like quite a few.
Yeah, we'll get it tackled. Lydia is in charge of ordering the ice cream, so that means a couple things. Number one, if we run out, you can blame Lydia. If we run out of ice cream, blame Lydia. I don't know what else it means. I said two things, but it means one thing. So she's in charge of it, and so make sure you get here early for the ice cream, because of course we're going to come back here like we always do and have lunch in our shop. And of course everyone can walk around, check out all the equipment that we have and all that jazz. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think we're teed up to have a phenomenal field day. It is a little bit later, I think, this year. I think last year it was maybe the 10th. But we pushed it back a little bit, make sure everyone was done with wheat. Wheat was baled, double crops were in, manure was hauled. That way everyone had.
Talked to a guy from Canada last week or I think it was last week. I don't know. I don't even remember what we talked about, but I told him he needed to come to the field day, and he was like, well, when is it? I said, July 22nd. He goes, oh man, that's going to be right in the wheat harvest. And I said, well, whatever you got going on, cancel it. And
yeah.
You just have to wait.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't plant cover a double crop beans, so it don't matter.
Yeah. Too far north. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was the amount of people that were getting feedback from all over the country. I mean, I had a guy from Virginia that said he wanted to come. We had a guy that submitted a deal on strip till from Iowa.
Yep.
That's coming. I mean, guys from all over the place that you were just like, well, where are these guys coming out of the woodwork from?
Right.
You know, it's like, how have you never heard of us before? And then bang, you know, it's wild. But
well, it's amazing how the network just keeps growing. And, you know, you go through spring after spring after spring, and you get those phone calls that every now and then just remind you that you might be doing something right. It's a Raven call from, you know, Idaho or Mississippi. Hey, I've been watching your guys' channel and kind of follow you guys, and I'm out here spraying today and I'm really struggling. I need help with my Raven 450. And I'm like, boom, here we go. Like I'm here. I'm so excited to help you, and hopefully we can track down your problem. But it's amazing how every day, whether we're putting out content like this podcast, or Jesse's putting up a YouTube video, or you're doing TikTok, there's people watching what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's so cool because what we do is what the farmer wants to see. You know, we're working on innovating highly profitable ways to set up the planter, kind of like what we talked about on that 6-row planter, the parallel arms, the closing wheels. You know, we're doing tillage in a little bit different way than a lot of people do. We're doing a lot, obviously, with the row cultivator. Just a lot of these, to us, I'm not going to say it comes easy, but it comes natural as far as the products that we're selling. We know they work. We're not selling fluff or subscriptions or, you know, whatever it is. We're selling stuff that seriously makes a difference, and it's fun to get those phone calls to hear from guys.
And it's real results too. I mean, the amount of guys that have bought Salfords off of us in the past and have came to us and are just like, man, that is one of the most wisest choices I've ever made in my farming history as far as what could have made me some money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild. And those success stories are what you and I feed off of every day. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, do you remember how hard I worked to get that guy converted over to that red paint?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that? And I was like, oh, man, it's just, it's awesome how it comes to fruition at the end. And it's like, very satisfying.
Yep. That's the exact kind of skeleton plan of what we do all the time. And that's find products that make a huge difference, tell everyone that we can about it, and get it on their farm, see the real results, and then they tell their neighbor and then this neighbor, and pretty soon all the neighbors are running red. I mean, how often does that happen?
Yeah.
You know, you've got pockets here and there of, well, I saw that John was running that Salford and I kind of like what it looked like. Can I demo one of them? And boom, pretty soon everyone in the neighborhood's running one.
Right.
So we see it happen all the time, but yeah, everything we've talked about, you know, we're excited to be able to showcase all of this cool stuff at the field day.
Yep.
So that's been a lot of fun. The next thing I want to talk about was the success and failure that we've had with the row crop cultivators.
Yeah.
I kind of highlighted this a little bit in the email blast Friday. I talked about when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Is what I called it. So first we'll talk about the bad. Might as well. And I truly think that somehow, some way, someday, we need to try to get content or record this type of stuff, because at the end of the day, it really is a story that needs to be told.
The amount of scrambling we did with it.
Basically on the big row crop cultivator, the one you guys have been seeing on YouTube, probably day 3, 4, 5 of the customer owning it, he sent me a picture of this giant, there's 2 giant hydraulic cylinders on it, and he sent me a picture of the one end just completely pushed out of the barrel. I mean, it looked like you threw a grenade in the barrel of this hydraulic cylinder.
It only weighs 300 pounds. Ask me how I know.
That cylinder.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah, and you know, you would think, well, we'll just go get a new cylinder. Well, not only is this cylinder about 7 feet long, but it's also double acting. There's a rod that goes this way and a rod that goes this way. There's no true butt end of this cylinder. So to find one like it, you're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And at this time, we still didn't know what happened or how it happened. And at this time, it didn't matter. We just had to get the customer rolling. And so I got on the horn with Josh Kettle instantly. Salford started making phone calls. We were trying to make some plans. Obviously, we didn't have one in stock. Salford didn't have one in stock. And so I kind of told Kettle right away, I said, man, we're not going to be able to find that cylinder. And we're going to have to figure out a very creative way to make this work, or else we're going to be waiting weeks and weeks and weeks to get a new one. And so I said, you know, we might have to find some pieces, find some parts. I don't know. Josh said, well, I talked to the manufacturer. They've got that barrel in there. And so we took this big hydraulic cylinder off, took it to a local hydraulic shop that is phenomenal, and he cut the bad barrel off, machined it down on a lathe, and Salford sent a truck down from Ontario, Canada with the parts. They didn't ship them. They loaded a truck, sent them down, and a couple of days had passed by this point, and take it over to the hydraulic shop. He welds the new barrel on, tests it, it works, and so we go back over there to install it, get it installed, everything's good, but then we look at the other cylinder, and the other cylinder at the same spot is belled out. So somehow, some way, we had a surge of pressure within this barrel, and it took that barrel in and just expanded it. And on the one that came apart, it expanded it enough to pull the threads out, and the rod just shot out under pressure.
Yeah, because the threads on it were still perfect.
Yeah, which is wild to have a barrel shoot out and the threads are still good.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, we've got this side fixed, but now this side's going to be next. Is what's going to happen is we're going to be folding it and it's going to pull out. And so we said, let's just stop everything that's going on and let's do this whole process again.
Yep.
I called Salford. Hey, Josh, we need another barrel and we need it quick. They load up another truck. Found another one. They had to have one made.
While you were heading up to Salford.
I actually looked at it at Salford when I was there. When I was at the Salford factory, the engineers came out and said, "Hey, Adam, see this crate right here?" I said, "Yep, I've seen those parts before." They said, "Yeah, they're going on a truck in an hour, and they're going to be at your shop tonight." I was like, "Okay." So it showed up late. Cody unloaded the truck, took it over to the hydraulic shop. Again, hydraulic guy cut the barrel, set it on the lathe, machined it down, re-welded it. And this time we put some pressure relief valves in line because we still did not know where this pressure was coming from. By this time, the customer was down for about a week. But this was a major fix, or a major, we were fixing it, but a major break. And so we got the other one welded up, got it put over there, and it worked perfectly. And to this day, I don't know if we still truly know where that big surge came from. The engineers came down from Salford. We put some gauges on it, and these gauges were electronic, and they would measure the peak and the valley of hydraulic pressure. And we left these gauges on it. We folded it, ran the machine, and we never got crazy peaks in hydraulic pressure.
And the fact that these things belled out, I mean, the barrel on this cylinder is what? Probably dang near.
They did tell me what the thickness was. I forget what it is, but I mean, it's number one, it's a short barrel.
Right.
To see it bell out on a 3-foot long barrel, I can maybe see that.
Right.
But this barrel is only about 10 inches long. So to get that amount of pressure in there and be able to move that small amount of material is crazy.
Wild.
But it happened. And, you know,
it was cool. I mean, the guys wish we had a crane on the truck.
It was heavy. Like it took everything 2 guys had to lift that thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was a monster.
Yeah.
It's the main wings for that length, the center section out to the wings.
That cylinder is probably about that big around.
Yeah.
And probably about as big as this table.
Yeah. But that whole story right there is the story that I believe needs to be told because it's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Whether you own a planter or a sprayer or a tillage tool, someday you're going to have an axle break off. You're going to have a boom on a sprayer break. You're going to have...
You illustrated it perfectly in the email blast. When shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
You're going to have shit hit the fan one day.
It's going to happen. And what's important is how you respond.
Exactly.
And whenever I was up at Salford, we, of course, had several conversations about this. And that's one thing that I was blown away at is almost everyone I talked to at Salford was fully aware of this problem. Like it was on everyone's front and center radar. Like, hey, Adam, we're getting those parts to you tonight. And so they were working diligently to solve this problem. And so I think what's so important, though, is how you react to those situations. And Salford reacted very proactively. They sent trucks directly from the factory down. They hired couriers twice, and then they sent engineers down after the fix was done. So overall, I wish it had never happened. However, I don't think it could have been handled in any better way.
Yeah, 100%.
So us and the team here did everything within our power to get them up and running in a quick fashion. You and me and Brent were out there on a Saturday afternoon. Salford,
blazing hot. Blazing hot that day.
Salford pushed every emergency go button that they had. And overall, it couldn't have worked out any better.
The only other time that I've been hotter than that, I feel like, is whenever you and I set up that Y drop bar down in Georgia at one time.
Oh, no. What we did that Saturday was nothing compared to Georgia and Florida. Nothing.
My gosh.
I'm telling you,
it's just different air down there. It is so hot.
The time Zach Meyer and I went down to Florida and mounted a cedar on a Case 330 on a dairy farm. The hottest by far day I've ever been outside and worked in my life. And
you and I pretty much did the same thing. We did it at night because of that fact.
Yeah, if I ever go to Florida or Georgia again to work out in the sun, I'm gonna do it at night. It was tough. I mean, literally, your feet would. We were standing on sand, and your feet would get hot if you stayed in one place for too long. It was that hot. I mean, it was crazy. The tillage tool was hot. Everything was hot, and it was crazy. But so, what we did over there was nothing. But yeah. Now that was the bad part. Obviously, wish it never happened, but again, couldn't have been handled in any better way. But the good part, and everything you guys have been seeing on YouTube, is that these row crop cultivators are phenomenal. I said here on the podcast many times, we were kind of leery, didn't know how they were going to work. Beautiful. The steering on them is very accurate. The adjustments on the row units are perfect. The section control is completely dialed in. I don't know.
It's basically a planer, but
it's very similar.
A row crop tillage form.
Yeah, and I talked about it on the videos on YouTube, and you got to see it in action. But if you would just set like a marble or a rock, not in the middle of the row, because the dirt does have to move to get around the shanks that come down to hold the shovels. But if you would set it just off to the side of the center sweep, that thing would literally just lift up and set back down when that thing comes through there. That dirt just skis up over that. It doesn't throw any dirt or dust up on the crop. They're phenomenal. I'm excited to see them when we put the hillers down to actually throw dirt up into the row on that final pass. But I truly, and I don't know, there's a lot more organic guys out there than what I ever dreamed.
They have came out of the woodwork since we've been putting these videos out. It has been nuts.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
If you would have polled me 2 months ago, how many organic guys are within 200 miles, I don't know what my answer would have been, but it would have been way lower than what it is today.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it is wild. The amount of feedback that we've had off of these row crop cultivator videos has been wild.
Yeah.
The amount of guys that have asked us, hey, are you going to bring one of those up to our field day?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to come and demo one and I'll set up guys to come watch it?
Yeah.
It's just out of nowhere. These guys are just they came out of their shanties and they're like, hey, you guys got something for us.
Right.
We need it right now.
Yeah.
Bring it over.
It's it's been good. So, We've got a 12 row here in stock. We've got a 16 row on order. We may be ordering some more because
maybe a 24.
Yeah, because they're popular. They work well. They take the part that sucks about organic farming out of the equation. I mean,
it's a 24 row 3-point side dress rig. It kind of, to put it into layman terms, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it steers itself. You're not going to run over any corn. It's got section control, so when you come up on the headlands, it's not going to take out your headland rows. Fully adjustable on width. It's got the finger tines. It's got the hillers. I don't know. If it doesn't work for you, I don't know what could possibly, it's phenomenal. So, and we had a lot of guys commenting on YouTube like, hey, you're running in clean dirt. Where are all the weeds at? Like, let's see this thing take out a bunch of big weeds. And it's like, well, how organic and row cultivation actually works is you'll till up the field quite a bit before you plant.
Right.
So you're going to plant into a clean field. So then you plant the corn. And then the corn gets about 6 inches tall and you start making your first pass. Well, at that first pass, the weeds are about this tall.
Right.
Boom, they're gone. Now it rains and rains and you wait a few weeks, go back in. Well, guess what? There's fresh weeds starting to grow again and they're about that tall. You go in there and you cut them because there's going to be weeds that are this tall. There will be weeds that you can't even physically see with your eyes, but they're coming. Like a perfect example of this is I have a spot where we planted a garden there at my farm and we tilled it up really well. And, you plant into bare dirt and you walk out there today and it's like, where did all these weeds come from? Like, it's like,
yeah,
I couldn't even see them 2 weeks ago and today they're a foot tall. But what I'm getting at is you go in there every 3-4 weeks with this row cultivator.
Yep.
And you're just keeping it clean.
Yep.
You'll never see a 3-foot tall weed in a field where a farmer owns one of these row crop cultivators.
Right.
Not unless it's been too wet for 2 months to get in there.
Right.
But
which we don't live in the South along the ocean, so that's not going to happen in our area.
I mean, we've had a lot of rain lately.
Right. But name a spring that it's been this wet for this long.
Yeah, I know. It's been
a
while. But under common circumstances, you're going to make 2, 3, 4 passes with this cultivator, and you're just constantly knocking out weeds. Every pass, you're going to get the weeds that are this tall, and the microscopic ones all in one pass. Boom, they're done. So now, if something's going to grow there, it's going to have to establish from the day that you cultivated. So, if you're coming back in 3 weeks, it's only going to be 6 inches tall.
And it's not like a rototiller's going through there. Like you said, it's just cutting what needs to be cut and literally just rolls right over it.
Yeah, I was shocked at how shallow we were running.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a half.
Right.
At most of depth. It's just below that crust. And it's amazing how well it stays down there. You would think that, we need to go about 3 inches to stay down because it's a cultivator. Sometimes cultivators want to kind of ski their way up, but it's got hydraulic down pressure. And so you set your hydraulic down pressure across the rows. You can set your wheel tracks to have different down pressure. It just stays down there. You set it to 1.5 inches and boom, it's just going to stay there and just slice right through there like a samurai sword, just cutting right through there.
Got the katana.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm impressed with it, and I know my growers that are running them are as well. So the amount
it's a neat machine. Definitely something new to our arsenal as far as a tool that we can offer to somebody in a different aspect.
Yeah.
Like it's just a completely different mindset. Like it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go buy a $700,000 sprayer. Oh, okay. I'm going to buy a row crop cultivator and try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. It's interesting. That's for sure. I mean, it seems to me like there's more and more traction in the organic farming all the time. And not only that, but at some point here in our lifetime, we're going to see a lot of weeds become resistant more and more and more. And we're going to have to, what are we going to end up doing when maybe either certain chemicals can no longer be sprayed,
Right.
or certain weeds just flat become resistant. You go out there and spray anything you want on them, or chemical prices get even crazier than what they already are.
How many people have came up and told you, oh my gosh, that dang water hemp, I just cannot get rid of that crap.
Yeah. It's not resistant to iron.
Nope.
That's for sure.
Nope.
But so yeah, I don't know. I've been out in the field a few times with those cultivators. Very, very excited about what we've been seeing. Very excited about the momentum that product has brought. And I love how it's kind of a different channel, different avenue to what we're used to. It allows us to broaden our horizons while still staying underneath the Salford umbrella that we love. A lot of good things in that deal.
It's cool.
For sure. So we are taking it up to Michigan September 16th, I believe.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It'll be honestly right around in that like same time frame as
Farm Science Review.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close. But yeah, we're going to be demoing it up there. We got a couple people who would like us to demo here locally. I've got a guy that I think's coming over Friday from Indiana to come look at this 12 row. Showed some tomato guys. Jeff Luganbill showed him yesterday. He's interested for tomatoes. Now, he would need it spaced a little bit differently, but maybe down the road, Salford would make different sizes, and we could play with it. But no, I think the opportunity is a lot larger than I ever would have guessed.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. So
it's a very neat product for sure.
Very, very interesting.
And that's where it's like, it's very new, very fresh for us. So we're learning just as much about it in real time as what our listeners are. So it's like, it's kind of cool. You're kind of on the same playing field to start on this journey. And it's like,
yeah,
man, this is just nuts.
Yeah. I love going into something like this with a blank slate. I know nothing about organic farming. I know nothing about row crop cultivation, but I learn from the growers and watch it run and see kind of what they do and what they don't do. And yeah, it's going to be fun to get more into that realm
for sure
and learn about all of that. So, with Lydia being out on maternity leave, you've been doing a lot of shipping lately. Yeah. What's the furthest you've shipped recently?
Today I shipped some cylinders to Illinois. I
shipped a flow meter to PA.
Last week I shipped some stuff to Georgia, Tennessee, New York.
Yep.
Everywhere. Iowa, Missouri, everywhere. And everywhere and anywhere.
Yep.
Wisconsin, I shipped some stuff to Wisconsin the other day. Minnesota.
Yep.
Everywhere and anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been hopping a lot of parts. A lot of the triple threats with side dress going on. Guys are adding that triple threat to their coulter to get better placement of these nutrients. Nitrogen is obviously through the roof, and they're wanting to maximize their placement. Adding the triple threat to your applicator does that. Been shipping a lot of Raven cables, Raven harnesses, and flow meters.
It's that time of the year between sprayers and applicators. It's anhydrous rigs. We've been doing a lot of anhydrous stuff here as of late.
Yep. Flow meters and hoses and valves. And so, yeah, I mean, I think in that world, the application, the sprayer, the rate control world, I think we're so well versed. But not only that, because we don't know it all when it comes to that stuff, but we know quite a bit to be very dangerous. But I think another thing that makes us very, very a crucial part of that to a grower is whenever he calls in here and he needs help, number one, he's going to have a live human answer the phone within 2 rings. Number 2, that person's going to get him to a live person, whether that's you or me or whoever it needs to go to. And so there's no waiting around. And you can talk to the people that make the videos. You know, we sit down with flow meters and show you how to tap test it, or show you how to calibrate and set up that Raven. That's us. We made that video, and like I said, we don't know everything about them, but between us and the shop guys and some backside support that we have, we gladly get you up and running. You know, I've talked to, I had a gal call me the other day. She had a Hagee 2100 and her Raven was tied into it, and she was having some issues. And, you know, I had never talked to her in my life. I had never sold anything to her. Still haven't sold anything to her. But we were there for support. She needed help with the Raven and how it was tied in. And I may never talk to her again, but hopefully, we were able to get her up and running, and hopefully she got some stuff sprayed that day. So that's what we're here for, is to generate content that you guys enjoy seeing and that you find useful, and something that you can take back to your farm and add ROI to it. You know, how many times do you look on YouTube to see how to do this, how to do that? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create content on what we do within Fennig equipment, whether it's in the shop or out in the field or whatever it is. We got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline and out there already.
Or if you want to talk about hunting, we're ears wide open. Although we haven't done much of it as of late.
It's an odd time of year.
Yeah.
Coyote pups are coming out of the den. Haven't been doing a lot of that, but turkey season's over. Deer season's pretty far away yet. So
you say that and it'll be here in 2 months.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, we saw a nice buck the other night in velvet. And, so yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on, but, our next podcast, I hope to have a couple guests on here, and we've got some things, up our sleeve, both on the YouTube channel side and on the podcast side, that we're going to continue to push more and more content out. So what else you got, Cody?
Oh, not a lot, to be honest with you.
If you need your Y-drop parts, get them called in now. If you need an Enduraplast sprayer, we just got a fresh load of them the other day. We sold out of our 12-foot booms on day 1. And so we're working on ordering more of those.
Literally, day 1.
Yeah, but any other boom, we can get you on a 20 or a 30-foot boomless. But, Enduraplast sprayers have been very, very hot. So that's all I've got for today. It's about closing time, and we wanted to get this thing pushed out for you guys to get tuned in. So we look forward to seeing everyone at the field day. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Talking Shed podcast.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
You're listening to the Talking Shed podcast, and thanks for tuning in.